In CIS 110, you will be taking most of your exams, in fact all but the first exam, using what's called a skill exam in SNAP. We do have a sample skill exam available for you to try before you take your word exam so that you can get a feel for how the skill exams work and also to make sure everything is functioning well on your computer. The way you do the skill exam is going to vary depending on which browser you're using to access SNAP. You'll see that right now I have Internet Explorer as my browser. So with Internet Explorer as my browser, I'm going to come over here and click on All Activities and scroll down. The sample skill exam is down just below Module 16. So I'm scrolling down looking for Module 16. And just below Module 16, you'll see I have Skill Exam. This is telling us what type of activity it is within SNAP. And then here is my sample skill exam, and you will notice it is not graded. This is just for you to use to practice. So click on the sample skill exam, and you'll get some information here that tells you that this is a sample exam for you to use. Make sure that you have Office 2010 installed in order to take skill exams. You must have Office 2010. Also, if you happen to have Office 2007 installed along with Office 2010, be sure before you take an exam that you go in and you open a document within the Office 2010 product. So for example, the sample skill exam uses Word. So you should go into Word 2010, open up a document, save it, close Word 2010, and then you should be able to do the skill exam and have the correct version of Word open. Always look to make sure it is the correct version. When you're using an Office 2010 product, you'll always see File up in the top left corner instead of the little Office button. Okay, so I am going to also look and see what kinds of resources I have available here. You'll see that I have the SNAP 2010 Skill Exam FAQs page. If you're having questions about anything, if anything's not working quite right for you, this is the first place that you can look. Click on the SNAP 2010 Skill Exam FAQs, or Frequently Asked Questions, and you'll see there are multiple things here that you can check to see what might be going on and what the solution might be. If none of that helps, you can call tech support, so click on SNAP Tech Support. And you do have multiple options. You can chat with them live. You can email them, snap2010@emcp.com, or you can call them. I think you probably get the best response if you're able to call, but notice that the times available, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 Central Time, the times that it's available are limited. So you may want to decide when you're taking your exam based on having this phone support available in case you need it. Also, always let your instructor know what's going on. They may not be able to solve your problem if it's a technical problem related to SNAP, but it's good to keep them in the loop as far as the fact that you're having issues that you need to get straightened out. Attempt Exam Now. This is where we get started with the exam. So I'm clicking Attempt Exam Now. This exam does have a time limit, so it wants to make sure, am I ready to start? When you take your exam, you need to take it the whole way through. You can't stop in the middle and then come back and take it later. So be sure that you've allocated enough time to complete the exam. Click OK. And now it's going to let us know that we need to start up the exam, but some things that we need to check first. So here's my Launch Exam button, but before I do that, I want to make sure that I've run this check configuration. Now hopefully by this point you've already done this. This is what installs what's called the SNAP Player, which actually runs your skill exam and does some other things. So if you have not done this already, you click on Check Configuration. We want to run it, and then click Run Again, and it's going to start installing the SNAP Player. And we just click Next. Now because I have it installed already on my computer, it wants to know if I want to modify, repair, or remove. I'm just going to leave it set to modify and keep moving, but you wouldn't see this if it's the first time you're installing. And just keep clicking Next, Install, and then Finish. Now I know for sure that I have the SNAP Player installed on my computer. Once you've done this, you do not need to go back and do it again. It's there for all of your skill exams, but if you haven't done it or if you're not sure if you've done it, go ahead and click on Check Configuration and run through that install. Okay, now I will see down here I do have a time limit. It's 10 minutes. This is 100 points. So far I have 0 of 5 of the exam questions answered, and I do have 3 attempts per skill item, and I'll let you see what that looks like. Because this is a sample, you have unlimited attempts. For your actual exams, you will have 1 attempt. So I will click Launch Exam, and now I need to open. And this is the Snap Player starting up. You're going to have your question down here at the bottom, and then up at the top, it actually opens Word from your computer. So this is why it's important that you have to have Office 2010 installed. I can see that this is definitely Word 2010 because I have the File tab instead of the Office button up here. And this is the document that I need to be able to complete the instruction that's down here at the bottom. Now, occasionally you will come to this point and you'll see something else up here in this top window, not the document that you need to be able to complete the question. If that ever happens, there are a couple things you can do. You can either come up here and you can minimize what's showing up in the background instead of the question, or you can come down here into the Snap Player and just click on this Reset button. By clicking on Reset, it makes sure that that question is loaded into the top so that I have what I need to be able to complete this question. So I'll see this is question 1 of 5. I can use these arrows to move backwards and forwards between the questions. Here's the question I need to complete. So change the font size of the text, getting you there to 14 points. So here is the text, getting you there. I select it. I know that I come up here to change to 14 points. Now this is important. Once you finish whatever it is you're instructed to do, click on Check Answer. And now I see this one is correct. The next question is going to load. So it will show me down here. Now I'm on question 2 of 5. This time I need to select the paragraph beginning with Our Customer Support and delete it. So here's Our Customer Support, delete, and then remember we have to check answer, and it's going to automatically move on. Okay, select. Okay, now I'm going to print the current document. Well, let's say I'm having trouble with this and I don't quite remember how to print, and I can kind of click around different places and see what I'm supposed to do, and maybe I come in here and I'm just not sure what to do, and do various things, and it's just not not quite working for me. I can come down here and reset and go back to the beginning point of the question if I've just really gotten lost along the way. And now all of a sudden it hits me. I can go to File, and I can go to Print, and let me check that answer, and that one is fine. Sometimes too you might get to a question and you're just really not sure how to do it right now. I just have this real block on how to do this ABC numbering style, but maybe I'll think about it later. So what I can do is come down here to this left area, click on this View All button, and it's going to show me the questions that I have. I can see ones that I've skipped over. I can see what I have complete. If there were any that were wrong, it's going to mark them incorrect. Let me see. Maybe I want to go down to this question instead, so I can just double click and move ahead to this question. And now I want to increase the height of the book image to 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to click here and format, and let me see, so maybe I'll do this. I need to make it 1 inch, right? And check answer. Uh-oh, that one was incorrect. But watch, see how it's attempt 0 of 3? Now I'm on attempt, I've used up 1 attempt, so attempt 1 of 3. So I can keep going through. This is where I have the 3 attempts. So if something goes wrong and it tells you incorrect, you have 2 more times to try this. So now increase the height of the book image to 1 inch. I can go back and try it again. And this time I realize, oh, I was doing width, I wasn't doing height. So now I can do it. Let me see, that looks like that is height. So now I'll check my answer. And that was okay. Now I was on question 5 of 5 because I had skipped over one of the questions. It's going to go back and pick up any questions that I had skipped. So now I'm back on question 4 of 5. Apply ABC numbering style to the sentences under exhibitions. So I'm going to select, go to numbering, and I want ABC. And again, check my answer. And watch, your time is counting down in this bottom right corner, so you do want to keep track of your time. Okay, so I finished. I can click continue. And then your results are going to show. So it's going to show me, how much time I took, should have my grade up here somewhere along the way, and it's going to show me the various questions. Depending on how the output is set up for the exam, you'll see various things here that you can do. There is more information available in SNAP, in the FAQs, that will show you how you can look at your output from the exam. But I'm going to just click continue. And now because this has multiple attempts, I could go back and attempt it again. I can also go to grades, and in grades I can look, and I want to go to, let's see when we get here. Okay, we're thinking about it. These are my different categories. There is an exams category, so I can click here, and that's where I would see the grades for my different exams that I've taken. So here's my IT Essentials. This one is not a skill exam, but you will have the Word exam, the Excel exam, PowerPoint, and the final exam, which are all skill exams. So this is another place where you can go to be able to take a look at the exam results and what grade you got. Again, if you have any questions at all, there are resources within SNAP that you can use. There is SNAP tech support, and as always, keep your instructor in the loop as far as what's going on if you have questions or if something's not working for you. Good luck with your exams.